Hindi or Urdu version is in description.
What if the perfect couple you follow on Instagram was actually a team of cold-blooded predators? Meet Avinash and Chandrika. To their thousands of followers, they were the ultimate power couple, luxury cars, political ties, and a fairy tale marriage. But behind the high definition filters wasn't a success story. It was a hunting ground. While you were liking their reels, they were busy destroying others' lives. This is not just a fraud case, it's a dive into a real life tragic story hidden in a plain sight. This is the deepest dive into the terrifying case of Avinash and Chandrika. To understand the monster, we need to look into the foundations. Avinash wasn't born in the high class society. He was the son of a village assistant in Narsinghpur district. Avinash was a mechanical engineer, and this is the degree that suggests only a middle class future. And following family's tradition, his parents got him married as soon as he completed his degree. But Avinash had a hunger that a standard degree could not satisfy. He started working in construction and material supply, and he was earning well with this. But his personal life was crumbling. The domestic life he was supposed to have didn't fit the man he wanted to become. And eventually, his first marriage ended up in a bitter divorce. Most of the people use divorce as a time for reflection, but Avinash used it for his transformation. He hit the gym, obsessed with his physique, and he developed a taste of expensive cars and motorbikes. It was this obsession that led him to a car showroom where the trajectory of his life and many innocent women were about to change. In this showroom, he met Chandrika Jaiswal, who was working as a sales executive in this showroom. They quickly became friends, and their friendship didn't just turn into the love, it became a partnership. Avinash didn't just get a wife, he got the chief operating officer for his future crimes. With Chandrika by his side, Avinash's luck seemed to change overnight. Suddenly, companies began sprouting like seeds. Chandrika wasn't just a silent partner, she was the face of the promotions, the strategist behind the brands. Among their many businesses was Sri Dhanlakshmi Finance. This was a trading company where Avinash was a managing director and Chandrika was his partner. They promised the world to a common man: easy loans, doubled investment, and get rich quick schemes. They rented fancy offices and hired staff, creating an atmosphere of professional excellence. But it was a ghost ship. Employees were fired without pay, and when people turned up at the office address listed on their visiting cards, they found nothing. When victims dared to ask for their money back, the charming Avinash would vanish, replaced by a man who issued death threats. They were already criminals, but they were still small time compared to what was coming next. Their crime eventually catches up, or at least it's supposed to. On April 24th, 2023, the law finally knocked on their door in Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh. Avinash, Chandrika, and her brother Suraj were arrested for a series of frauds and cybercrimes. They were sent to Bhopal Central Jail. For most, jail is a place for repentance, but for this couple, it was a finishing school. It was here they met with Swami Vairagyanand Giri, better known as Mirchi Baba. Now, Mirchi Baba was no ordinary prisoner. He was a man with deep political connections, stretching into the highest offices of the land. Despite being in jail for alleged rape of 28-year-old woman, his influence was undiminished. In the dark corridors of the jail, a deal was struck. When they were released, the relationship grew. Mirchi Baba performed rituals at their home. More importantly, he gave them a shield. In 2023 elections, when Mirchi Baba stood for office, Chandrika was the one signing his nomination papers as a proposer. In exchange, the couple gained access to the world of political protection. They felt invincible. They had the money, they had the support of religious clergy, and now they had access to politicians. The fear of law was officially dead, and that is when their crimes moved from financial to predatory. The couple moved to a new rented house in Bhopal. To the neighbors, they were steel businessmen from Indore. They even submitted fake Aadhaar cards to landlords to hide their original identity. And now, their business had moved online. Avinash created a profile on a matrimonial website. He wasn't looking for just anyone. He was hunting for specific profiles: divorced or widowed women, women who were emotionally vulnerable, perhaps lonely and looking for the stable partner to rebuild their lives. He created an Instagram persona, the boss Avinash. He posted videos of himself surrounded by bodyguards, traveling in cars with blue beacons, pretending to be high-stakes industrialist. Interestingly, he never posted a single photo of his wife Chandrika on this account. He pretended to be eligible bachelor or a lonely widower. One such victim was a 34-year-old woman working as a clerk in a private bank. She had already survived a broken marriage and was looking for a fresh start. Avinash played her like a violin. He told her that he was a widower with a small son and an aging mother and looking for someone who would care for his family. It was a masterpiece of manipulation. He love bombed her. He made her feel like the center of his universe. Eventually, under the guise of an impending marriage, he established a physical relationship. But the true horror was yet to come. Avinash told her that he needed to expand his steel factory. He asked for an investment. Trusting the man she thought she was going to marry, the woman took out loans, emptied her savings, and handed over 40 lakh rupees and jewelry worth 5 lakhs to Avinash. In December 2024, the final act of this play was staged. Avinash invited her to his home to meet his mother. When she arrived, she met an elderly woman who was actually Chandrika in a disguise. After this, Avinash took the victim to the private room, drugged her drink, and while she was semi-conscious, he did unimaginable things with her. They shoot her private videos, and the person behind the camera filming the entire assault to ensure that they had blackmail material. It was his wife Chandrika. This wasn't an isolated incident. This was actually their business model. In April 2025, they did exactly the same with a beautician from Ashok Garden. Another 40 lakhs stolen, another rape, another video recorded by Chandrika. The psychology was simple. They believed that a respectable woman would never go to a police and admit to being assaulted and then filmed. They cashed on the victim's shame. While these women were falling into deep depression, Avinash and Chandrika were living it up. They used the stolen money to throw a massive birthday party of their son Harry on July 3rd, 2025. They were literally feeding their child with the lifeblood of their victims. They didn't even bother to change their house this time. They were so confident in their political connections and the shame of their victims that they stayed put, but they made one fatal mistake. They underestimated the strength of a woman who has nothing left to lose. If you have made it this far, take a pause, like the video, and consider subscribing to the channel so that you won't miss out any content. The bank clerk from Awadpuri was broken, but she was not defeated. With the help of family and counseling, she realized that if she didn't speak up, Avinash would destroy other women's life as well. So she gathered her strength and went straight to the police station. The police was stunned to see the complexity of the crime. While the investigation was going on, the second victim also showed up. The crime was unmasked, and when police raided to their house, they found fake IDs, recording equipment, and the list of fraud cases. Avinash was immediately arrested, but the mastermind behind it, Chandrika, managed to flee away with her son. In the custody of police, Avinash admitted that the matrimonial website, the recordings, the drugging, all of the idea was from Chandrika. The further investigation revealed that the couple had at least 8 pending cases in UP, MP, and Chandigarh. On 13th September 2025, Avinash was arrested while Chandrika is still on run, a fugitive of justice. But this story doesn't end with the arrest. It ends with a warning. Avinash and Chandrika targeted those women who were looking for the second chances in their life. They cashed on the idea that the shame would keep these women silent. But remember, the shame belongs to predator, not the victim. The moment you speak up, the predator loses their power. Your voice is the only thing that can break their glass house. A blue tick, million views, or the pictures with the politician doesn't make you the honorable person. Today we live in an era in which success can be rented or the status can be faked. Never let the flashy lifestyle blind you to the person's character. If the math of their wealth doesn't add up, or if their past is hidden behind the golden filters, walk away. If you like this video, then I would request you to check out our other videos as well. The link is in description.